Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, June 23rd. I'm Michael Taylor. Thanks for joining us. Today on the show, we're going to be talking with the new recreation supervisor for Clubhouse 1. That's going to be Samantha Kurland, and she's going to tell us all about the activities and everything they have going on down there this summer. Should be a fun one. And then we're going to go talk to the folks from the Lutheran Heritage Club, Paul Finley and Richard Peterson. We're going to be talking about grief and how people deal with it and the way they are actually helping people with that. So that's going to be a terrific segment. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And also, we have Sports Corner with Cole Young in between, so that'll be a fun one too. Lots of stuff to talk about this week. All right, folks, let's take a look at our Stay Informed for the day, and that is the new handicap placards. If you've had one for more than 6 years, you need to renew. Now, you didn't used to need to do that, but it used to be automatic, but now they're new law, new requirements. You're going to have to sign a renewal form, send it in, and make sure that happens. So if you've had one for more than 6 years, it will not automatically renew. Don't get a ticket. Go to the DMV website for more information about that. Let's take a look at our weather, and it's been that the clouds have returned. It's starting to break up. I think we're going to get some more sun, but for now, we're going to have those partly cloudy skies this morning. We're going to get up to about 70 degrees today. Saturday, same kind of thing, 71. So we're going to see the same pattern kind of continue with the morning clouds breaking up to mostly sunny. You know, so you'll see some clouds in the sky, but mostly sunny. And the temperature is going to remain pretty steady throughout the rest of the 5-day forecast. And our sunrise was 5:41 this morning. It was bright out, but I'm guaranteeing you didn't see the sunrise. 8:04 p.m. tonight is going to be the sunset. That's a fun little golf. Get out there, play some golf this weekend, have some fun, get out. It will be a great weekend, so you should enjoy that. We have no meetings to tell you about, so when we come back, we're going to be talking to Samantha Kurland from the Recreation Club, House 1. Stay with us.
The Salvation Army Orange County is committed to building hope in people's lives rather than just more shelters. The Center of Hope, a comprehensive homeless care solution, combines a 325-bed emergency shelter, 72 permanent supportive housing apartments, on-site medical, dental, vision, and mental health care, and an award-winning drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Donate today to transform lives, create safer neighborhoods, and provide an opportunity to end chronic homelessness in Orange County.
Joint care so exceptional, you'll wish you'd done it sooner. At Memorial Care, we're voted high in patient satisfaction for a reason. Our specialized surgeons and care teams understand the pain you're going through, as well as the best personalized treatment to get you back to what you love sooner. With nationally recognized care, advanced technology like our Precision Mako surgical system, and support that's always by your side. Get ready to go forth with renewed joy. A new movement awaits at Memorial Care Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you
And your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Well, Clubhouse 1 is the biggest and best. That's what our next guest is going to tell us. She's Samantha Kurland. She's the new recreation supervisor at Clubhouse 1. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's your debut. You've only been here a few weeks, so you're getting the lay of the land.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your background? What do you hope to do here?
Oh, wow. So I actually have a degree in recreation, so I'm very passionate about that. Some of my favorite recreational activities would probably be hiking and camping. Really big outdoorsman. I think that that's probably where I have the biggest sense of self, the
Okay.
outdoors. In terms of what I plan on doing here is just connecting with the community and connecting them to recreational resources and
Okay.
essentially enhancing their quality of life through recreation.
Now, honestly, I've never heard of a degree in recreation.
Yeah.
So what does that entail? Is it a lot of kind of deep dives into like camping, survival, and or locations, maps?
So it depends. That was in my realm. My particular was natural resource management in the Department of Recreation, Hospitality, and Parks.
Okay, I see. I understand.
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. Yes. So you seem to be like you're probably very well suited to help things over at Clubhouse One.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What are some of the things that we're going to be talking about in terms of like things you're looking at now and like the activities that are coming up?
So amenities that we offer at Clubhouse One, there's a plethora, a ton. Obviously, you said we're the biggest and the best. We have 6 reservable rooms, so I think that that is a really big starting point for clubs to come and kind of have a stable point to meet weekly, monthly, yearly, however they decide to do that. With that being said, I also think that we offer the drop-in amenities. So we have like a drop-in lounge that serves coffee Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. I think that's a really big point for residents to come and essentially kind of have their social hour, meet up with people before their club, after their club or their event, etc. So I think that makes it really
is that a
special.
good touch point for you guys to say, like, have flyers in there, or have people come in and say, hey guys, have you heard about this? Is that kind of a great way to kind of get that
absolutely
going?
To make those connections between staff and residents, absolutely.
And what are some of the important ways you guys want to use, like maybe outreach or kind of get people even more involved?
Oh, well, my office is right there in the clubhouse. So, we get a lot of residents and people of the community coming in and just chatting. And I think that that's one of the best ways to kind of get a personal touch of what's going on at the clubhouse.
And what would you say your role you feel like it is? It enhance kind of the community members' lives, or is it what do you see as your role and the clubhouse's role in all of this?
So I would say that my role and the clubhouse's role is that enhancement. I believe that my quality of life is top tier because I recreate, because I have things that are important to me in the recreation field, right? So when you have, for example, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have a Qigong that goes out on the patio. It's 80 to 100 residents, right? So people look forward to that. That is their routine. That is part of their quality of life. They go, they get their coffee, they do their class, and then after they have their social hour, they sit in the sun. I mean, those type of little connections and stuff can make or break somebody's essentially day, week, month, life, It's those things that you look forward to and can connect with.
Yeah, and you guys also have the koi pond out there, which is kind of really nice, kind of like a serenity area kind of thing for that too.
I think I love the koi pond the most.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah.
Now, what is like trying to maintain? I don't know how much. I know you've only been here 2 weeks, but what is it to maintain a koi pond, and especially in this kind of climate and outdoors like it is?
Yeah, so I'm actually only in charge of a very small portion of that. I get to feed the fish.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's the bonus.
We have an outside entity that comes in and actually maintains it. So it's always in beautiful working order, and just sitting beside it, listening to the water trickle, seeing the fish, looking at the plants. It's really serene.
I've had a chance to really kind of go through the building and just kind of maybe appreciate the architecture, the kind of charm of it. It's an older building.
Yes, so obviously it is one of the oldest buildings in the community. With that being said, I think that it has a lot of character and charm to it. The beautiful Spanish style, the lights, the wrought iron, I mean, the tile, the color, it's really beautiful. And that older building is just something that you don't see very often now. Everything's very modern, so it's kind of like being transported back in time.
So what adjustments do you make when you come into a community that is older, it's maybe a little more sedentary, so do you focus on activities that is more inclusive in that area, like billiards and koi pond and kind of meeting places? Is that kind of one of the adjustments you have to make? Because you're a hiker, biker, mountain climber, we're not going to climb Mount Whitney anytime soon.
Right, so what I like to say about that is essentially each person's realm of recreation is going to be different. So what I find fulfilling for me and ability-wise is going to be different than the next person, right? So essentially connecting with those residents and seeing what kind of activities essentially suit them is the way that you do that. So we have the billiards room. So maybe people want to come in and shoot pool. We've got a game room. They want to come in and play cards, you know, and then it really just depends on who you are and kind of what you want to do. And we have those available, multiple different activities.
And in terms of those reservable rooms like you touched on, what are the things that people say, okay, I want to have an event here, I want to do something. What are some of the activities that go on in those reservable areas?
So a lot of clubs meet at our facility, and then there's also like weddings and parties, you know, birthday parties, family get-togethers, all those different things. So there's really no limit on what essentially you can celebrate there. It's really just situational on what you're looking to celebrate.
And what do you hope, you know, for yourself? Anytime you come into a new job, you say, oh, here's what I think I'd like to see if I can do. Let me get my feet on the ground for a minute, but let me see what I can do. What do you hope to kind of bring to the table that maybe you could enhance or hasn't been done at all? Do you have any ideas?
To be honest, I would just like to leave a legacy here. I would like to leave a legacy for my kindness and compassion and my passion for recreation. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do, to make those connections and communicate thoroughly with what people want to see, what they want to do, and hopefully be able to move them forward with that.
Okay. And one of the things you can do to get to know Samantha is bring your dog by, right?
Yes, please bring your dogs. I love dogs, and there's been many residents that have come by weekly so far. So I've got like 4 or 5 in my rotation, but if you want to bring more, I'm more than happy to give some pets.
You know, it's a good hire when they love dogs. I love dogs. We've adopted dogs and rescued dogs for years, and it's a wonderful experience. Samantha, thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely, thank you
New
for
Recreation
having me.
Supervisor for Clubhouse One. Thanks a lot.
Of course, thank you.
When we come back, we're gonna see Cole, and Cole Young's gonna be with us with the Sports Corner. Stay with us.
Happy first official weekend of summer, and welcome back to this week's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and to start, the NBA topped the headlines this week with major trade announcements. The Washington Wizards finalized a deal to trade All-Star guard Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, a package of future second-round picks, and multiple pick swaps. While Paul is a 12-time NBA All-Star, the future Hall of Famer was part of a Phoenix Suns team that 2 years in a row put on dominant regular season performances, followed by embarrassing playoff losses, so it was time for Phoenix to move on. However, it seems that Washington's already fielding offers to trade Paul, so it seems likely that Washington will not be his final destination. Some team names that have swirled around in the trade rumors are the Lakers and Clippers. Another major 3-team trade dropped on Wednesday night when it was announced that the Celtics will send point guard Marcus Smart to Memphis, while the Wizards will receive Grizzlies guard Tyus Jones, and the Celtics will receive Kristaps Porzingis from Washington. Aside from the basketball news, the College World Series is quickly wrapping up. Florida reached the Men's College World Series Finals with a 3-2 victory over TCU on Wednesday, making the Gators the 4th team in history to win their bracket with 3 straight one-run wins. For the other 2 teams left, LSU kept its championship hopes alive with an impressive win over Wake Forest on Wednesday. And they took down the Demon Deacons a second time on Thursday to advance to the championship round to square off against Florida. Game 1 of the championship round starts tonight at 4 p.m., and then games 2 and 3 will be tomorrow and Monday. It's been a while since I've had the chance to talk about the MLB, so I figured I'd bring you up to speed. Starting with our local Angels and Dodgers, they just wrapped up their 2-game head-to-head series on Wednesday, and the Dodgers won both games 2-0, despite strong pitching from the Angels in back-to-back days. Currently, the Angels are very surprisingly a top 10 team in the league. As the season approaches the halfway mark, Anaheim is already in position to earn a wildcard spot in the playoffs. But there's a lot of season left, and as we learned last year when the Angels set a franchise record for most consecutive losses, never count your chickens before they hatch. But on the bright side, Shohei Ohtani leads the league in home runs, RBIs, and as a pitcher is top 5 in strikeouts and has been dominant all season. On Wednesday night, in his first ever start against the Dodgers, he pitched 12 strikeouts. Hopefully, the Angels can find a way to keep him on the roster. Unless you're a Dodgers fan who is holding out hope, Ohtani will be wearing the Dodger blue in the near future. The Dodgers aren't too far behind the Angels in the overall standings and are just hanging within the top 10. First baseman Freddie Freeman is batting over 300 at the moment. Max Muncy is leading the team in home runs, and Clayton Kershaw has an ERA below 3 and over 100 strikeouts, so the Dodgers are still in pretty good shape. Lastly, the San Diego Padres are lingering just below 500 and are towards the bottom of the pack of the league, but it's a very long season. The Angels head to Colorado this weekend, the Dodgers are hosting the Astros, and the Padres wrap up their series with the Nationals tonight and tomorrow. My prediction of all 3 Southern California teams making the playoffs is still very much alive, so tune in to see how the rest of the season plays out. Staying with local news, the PGA Tournament made its way to Los Angeles this past weekend for the US Open at the LA Country Club. Newcomer Wyndham Clark emerged victorious on the weekend, fighting off legends like Ricky Fowler and Rory McIlroy. Clark captured his first win on the PGA Tour at the Wells Fargo Championship just 5 weeks ago and had only made the cut in 2 majors before this weekend. The Denver native will be back this weekend in the Travelers Championship in Cromwell, Connecticut. The tournament kicked off this morning, so be sure to tune in to ESPN all weekend to follow along with your favorite golfers. Also this weekend, the U.S. men's national team will begin its quest for a record-tying 8th Confederation Championship as part of Group A in the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup. To start off the group stage, the U.S. will be taking on Jamaica tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. The U.S. MNT won the inaugural tournament in 1991 before being crowned champions again in 2002, 2005, 2007, 2013, and 2017, and 2021. As I said, winning this year will tie Mexico's record with 8 titles. Whether it's golf, baseball, soccer, or anything else, there are more than enough sports to enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the official start to summer, and I'll see you right back here next weekend with more news and updates. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend.
Welcome back. People who suffer loss of a loved one can grieve in a variety of different ways. Sometimes that grief emerges in a way that can cause even more pain in the long run. So the Lutheran Heritage Club wants to kind of jump into the fray and help some folks out. Let's take a look at this video.
Grief Share is a support group ministry that helps people heal from the pain of grief. The Grief Share video seminars, workbook exercises, and small group discussions give participants encouragement, useful advice, and hope.
The Grief Share videos are excellent.
The video strengthened me.
It's a freeing kind of thing to be able to talk about your loss.
My workbook helped me to unravel the feelings I was going through.
If you know people in your church or community who are grieving the death of a loved one, tell them about Grief Share. Or visit a Grief Share group yourself to heal from the pain of your grief.
There was such a void until I got into Grief Share.
I never really healed down deep until I came to Grief Share.
Grief Share brought me out of my sadness.
Begin your journey from mourning to joy at Grief Share.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video and hopefully got a lot out of it. From the Lutheran Heritage Club, I want to welcome Paul Finley and Richard Peterson. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Glad to be here.
You. Why did the church decide to jump into this area?
Well, obviously, we are always in a process of life where we're being born and growing and dying, and particularly our Lutheran faith speaks to the hope of the gospel and giving people healing through the grieving process. So it's one of the most important ministries that we offer, and we're starting a new Grief Share group this week that we want to invite the whole village to participate in so they can find hope.
Is there a right way to grieve? Is there a wrong way to grieve? Should we be thinking of it in those terms?
We shouldn't be thinking of it that way. We shouldn't even think of like stages of grief. There have been books written, and there's lots of people out there that are talking about the stages of grief. And there are stages. but everybody grieves differently. And so everybody has to move ahead at their own pace, and maybe some of us will never truly get over grieving. But we want to emphasize, the Grief Share emphasizes that there's from mourning to joy. There is the possibility of healing from grief. And some people feel grief so deeply that they can't function afterward, after the loss of a loved one or loss of a friend or the loss of a child. And we want to emphasize that there is healing. There is a way out.
And I know there's no right or wrong way to grieve, but there can be an unhealthy way when you slip into, maybe you start to see you're spiraling, and that's where maybe a group like this could really help, right?
Absolutely. Depression is already prevalent in our culture, our society, simply because of loneliness. And many people in the village do live alone, and that was exacerbated during the pandemic. That feeling of isolation can lead to depression. That can lead to self-destructive thoughts. Well, add the loss of a loved one. And Grief Share is for people dealing with any loss, the loss of a spouse, but it might be a child or a dear friend. And it doesn't even have to be a recent loss. Sometimes we are dealing with unprocessed grief from the loss of a parent 10 years ago. And it just, we never healthily dealt with it then, and it's coming to the surface now. So at any time that someone is grieving, they're welcome to come to Grief Share, and this can speak to the hope that we have to combat the depression of loneliness, let alone grief on top of loneliness.
And we're not looking for a cure for grief, and I want to make that clear for you with what you guys are saying. There's no cure. I mean, you know, people who have lost, I've had loss in my life. I look back 10, 20 years on some things, I'm like, I still feel that, but it's still there. I'm still carrying that person and that memory with me. But I'm through the really tough pain of it, and I've made that. That's what we're hoping to get to, maybe the other side of grief, in terms of that person's memory isn't such a trigger anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And why is that important? I mean, like you said, we have to go through it. You can't just work your way around it, or like that unresolved grief.
Well, we think of it as a journey. We think of it as a journey through grief. We must grieve. You probably need to cry. People need to cry. They need to express their emotions. If they don't express it, it just becomes something that gets a hold of us and just becomes kind of like a grudge within us. We've had people in Grief Share who have lost a child many, many years ago. And when they talk about it, you think, well, the child just died yesterday. And the child died 15 years ago. And they have never been able to express their grief. And it's hard. They've never been, very often marriages can fail because of that, because people can't express, the husband and wife can't express their grief to one another. So there are many kinds of grief. It's a journey, and there can be joy. There is healing. And
my mother lost her mother as a child from cancer. And back in the 50s when this happened, you didn't go to counseling. You didn't go, and so like you say, never processed grief properly. There's some probably older adults in this very community who, when they lost someone very dear to them younger, never were, you don't go to a psychologist, you don't go to you don't talk about this. We're gonna be okay as a family and just move on. And that's that whole thing where it's like, it feels like it just happened yesterday for some people, right?
Yeah, I think sometimes there's a misconception that to heal from grief means that we're not sad anymore, and it's almost like we're dishonoring the memory of the loved one if we don't feel sad that they're gone. That's not the case at all. Healing from grief simply means that we come to peace about our loss, but there's a paradox that you can be both sad and peaceful at the same time. We can still have a sense of missing or longing for the loved one. But in fact, the relationship, the grief is proportional to the depth of the relationship. And we wouldn't grieve if that relationship weren't significant. So the depth of our grief.
We want to get people out to this. It's going to be Tuesdays. I'm sorry about that. Tuesdays at the Lutheran Church, 12:30 on Tuesdays through September. We have the information on the screen. People can go to the website as well. There is a booklet that you saw in the video. That is a $20 donation. If you are able to do that, it is free, but a $20 donation would be appreciated. Richard and Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Michael.
When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Friday film. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Hey, beach walkers, grandkid chasers, stair climbers, dance lovers, weekend warriors, and yogis. Your life demands activity, and joint pain shouldn't hold you back. Get personalized joint care that's as unique as you, with high satisfaction rates to prove it. At Memorial Care, your joint replacement patient navigator will be by your side, helping you safely return to more. Like another beach, extra hug, and one more song. More from life is calling with Memorial Care.
As we close up the show, let's take a look at the Friday film for us for tonight. It is going to be Children of Heaven, and that is a foreign language film. It's a classic. It's a really great one if you guys haven't had a chance to see that. Brought to you by Providence Mission Hospital. It'll be subtitled both times because it is a foreign film. And enjoy that. Let's take a look at the weather real quick. Hey, it's breaking up out there. It's going to be a nice day. Highs about 70, maybe 72. Creep up a little higher than that. 70s all through the rest of the week and into next week. Should be nice, those morning clouds and afternoon clearing. Well, we hope you enjoyed the program. Thank you very much for watching This Day. You can view the show at 9, 12:30, and 5 p.m. For all of us here at Village Television, I'm Michael Taylor. Make this day a great one.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first two buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.